All right. So again, I'm saying that I would have told them a long time ago. The first time I left, oh, you told me you didn't need me. I guess I probably would have understood. I probably still would have had my feelings hurt about it, felt a certain kind of way. But at the end of the day, I have other things that I can fall back on because I just don't understand. She started out acting. She didn't start out singing like that. I mean, I know, well, no. Either way, she has the ability to go make money, income on her own. That's what I'm saying. However, that would have worked out for her, fine. But the second time you asked me to come back, and I came back, and then you did me like that again, I would have left and I would have been gone for good because the person who is getting a raw deal in all of this is Rona. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
And I would like to think she will come to her senses because at the end of the day, she's the one who has more of a negotiation power to me than all the other ones. And I'm telling you why. I'm going to tell you why. Because they need her, as you said, even if it's not for that harmony or whatever the case may be, they need her. And so therefore I would have been like, no, I'm good. I'm done. You know, I can go over here up the street in Hollywood or whatever and get on a couple of movie sets or do a sitcom or do some, I can do something like what I'm doing with you guys right now. I'm offering you consistency, but it's consistent for me as well. It's still money, and it's consistent money for all of us. That's where I'm looking at it. Because if Rona is gone, what they got to do, they got to think about it. They got to find another member, or they got to get the other original four up too bad, or they got to find another member. And guess what's going to happen? What they have been working on in order to, what she been in the group now for about, 17 years? I don't know how long she's been in the group. But anyway.
19.
She'd have been in the group this long. You still have built an audience, how no matter how big or how small, with her in those nearly 20 years. And again, you finna do this stuff all over again. You at the end of the day, still gonna be a different sort of kind of brand. That's it. I would have been done, moved on. I would have. I promise you, you would have left me on that red carpet and ignored me if you wanted to. I would have been like, I can show you better than I could tell you. And I promise you,
Exactly. This is my thing, though, Kareem. You getting what I've been saying this whole time. It's not the shade Rona like I just don't like her because I love the originals. I love Rona in a different way. It's almost like it is different. It just is. It just is, Don. It just but check this out. It is just different because this is my thing with Rona. When they did her like that at the BET Awards, mind you, after that performance knocked me off my feet. So I went to Wikipedia to check out what all they had been up to. Okay, when I went to Wikipedia to check out what they were up to, Rona's picture was there. So I'm thinking, so they originals been back together for some years, not knowing that was that same picture I just mentioned about, that was there. But Rona was there. So I did my research. She was on the red carpet. They ignored her. And I really felt like that was dirty. I don't care how much I love the originals. I feel like, to me, it was dirty not to keep it that way. And like I said about the record label with Renee, they didn't say, well, okay, Don, you ain't going to record it. Okay, well, we might as well call Rona back so that way see if she wants to perform it. No, they didn't want her to record it. I mean, they didn't want her to record it. They didn't. They were going to split that and pretty much do an EV3, which was another disappointing album. That was the one. And again, Cindy Herron said it when they were shopping around their deal for a reality show. She says, I believe if we would have stayed as a foursome, we would have went on to greater success. I mean, you have all four ladies who are all lead singers, and then you're just missing one. So people naturally get disappointed anyway if you're not.
So what happened? So you're saying that they did the deal. Dawn didn't want to do the Rough Town deal. She ends up backing out, saying that she would still tour with them and perform, but she's not going to sign the deal or be on the record. So my thing is what was
they did not ask Rona to participate, right? And at this time, her Axe Road was coming out every week. And when they would ask her questions, a lot of the fans would say, "Oh, well, we found out that Dawn didn't do it. Would you even write on the album?" And she would laugh like, "Oh, if they asked me." So again, then at this time, she didn't open for them. Now, don't get me, she's a cold-blooded. When I say cold-blooded, but one thing I noticed is Rona is an R&B singer. They are legendary pop. Now, they have some R&B influences and R&B songs, but they are pop, which somewhat, in a sad way, it dates them. Unfortunately, being a pop group is why your pop is what's popular at the time, which means you're dated because of that. And unfortunately, it's one thing when you're legendary, it's almost like you take it all the way back to the Supremes, man. I'm going to tell you like this. I mean, because of legal reasons, they can never go on as the Supremes, so they're the former ladies of, which is mean, whatever. And you take it all the way back, it's like, no matter how many Supremes there has been, when you mention Supremes, you think of three. But that is Diana Ross, that is Mary Wilson, and that is Florence Ballard. So technically, right to this current date, Diana Ross is the only real Supreme living, even though that the group name was changed. She was still a Supreme, an original one. And the deal of it is, all the Supremes now are dead. Now, mind you, the other ladies were Supremes, and they went on tour with Diana Ross. So technically, it was Diana Ross and the Supremes. But I remember this guy in the video says, "This is not the Diana Ross and the Supremes. This is Diana Ross and two ladies I don't know." And that's when you are a fan. Even though they somewhat still carry on the tradition of what the Supremes look like, the clothes, and they sing the song and have been singing the songs longer than the original ladies because they disband. But the truth of it was, nobody cares how long y'all have been singing it. We thank y'all for keeping it alive, but that is our legacy. It will be your job, but it's not your legacy. The EnVogue thing is Rona's job. It's not her legacy. Because at the end of the day, when she is, when Disney has a reunion for Mickey Mouse Club, they ask her, they will say EnVogue's Rona Bennett, but she won't invite EnVogue. I mean, not necessarily her, but she is not participating with the other ladies. So when Dawn felt like, in 2019, we're going to do a reunion. And they were going to get the ladies to sing for Sylvia Rome. Now, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let you take over.
You're good. I'm listening.
This is what got me with that. Now, mind you, if it wasn't for Maxine Jones suing EnVogue and them countersuing, however it went, this is what I will say. Cindy Herron just said, Terry Ellis says, "We only asked the girl Rona to come in for a couple of shows because we were working on a negotiation with Max. But Max said if the manager position didn't change, she wasn't coming back. Meaning they didn't have a choice but to go get Rona. You see what I'm saying? They had signed up for shows, but they didn't originally. When Dawn left in 2011, they didn't just say, "Come on back, Ro."
But this is the thing that's confusing, and it's still confusing. So hold on. Dawn and Maxine have reservations, requests, issues, whatever they are. Terrence said, "No, we're not doing it." Whomever. Tommy then, "We're not doing it." Whoever is in the camp, current manager, "No, we're not doing that. We can't do that, this, that, and the other." So you go and get someone who you say you don't want, or you just treat however you want to treat them. So at the end of the day, I'm saying to myself, but we really want Max and Dawn, but we're not going to do. Now think about this. What is hurting them? And I think Chike said this once before, is the issue is, I guess, what is it? It's money, I guess. But my thing is that if y'all are all about money like you say you are, then why is it that the four of them can't get together and get the money? I don't get
exactly. It. Because check this out. We talking about ego, okay? Check this out. Again, when the four of them were together, and mind you, Dawn had put out a CD and a video, bootleg, but was put out. Check this out. After she did that, they still recorded for Roughtown. they could have at this time, the three other ladies could have said, let's call roll. Well, at least make the look before, or they could have said, well, we just gonna do it and whatever. No, they went on with that. We're gonna do it as the three of us. We can split our money and go and get whatever little advance money we got. And we could have did it, which was still another.
Is this Terry and Cindy saying this, or is it Terry, Cindy, and
Maxine?
So Maxine is okay with what she's doing with this at this time.
At this time, she would have had to be. Think about it. She signed the deal to Roughtown, and so did the other two ladies. So that she would have had to be. So again, all three ladies have sang with Rona too. They could have called her then. They didn't. Rona sat at the phone, and she will say it. Like in those years, she was, really confused with a lot of things because she went from using her voice a lot to not really singing as, far as full out. Now, to this day, I say that Rona Bennett should come out with her own album. I will completely say that because to me, Rona Bennett, she's really too gifted to just be, used and treated that way. I believe that's the way I see it. You see what I'm saying?
So if that's the case, then Rona just needs to go ahead on then. And you say, I'm just thinking about it. What good is it?
What good in this group? Me, that would be holding out. Like
if you, but think about it. If you think about it, Rona, if she's with Terry and Cindy right now, think about it. She's with Terry and Cindy. Then whatever Terry and Cindy has going on, she's okay with them calling the shots. Yeah. The other half of this brand is like, listen, when you talk about egos, it's like Dawn's like, no, I got clout. Max, no, I got clout. I got other things going on. So
the only person that's gotten some clout is Maxine. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
Currently, Dawn had what Dawn had.
She had hits, but see, that's the thing. She need to let's recognize that the biggest part of her career is in that group. I don't care how much good Lucy Pearl was. It was awesome. Don't get me wrong. But what I do know about this is her and her ego has left her behind because even after she left EnVogue for alleged reasons of money, you still signed a deal with Raphael Sadiq, and you say it was because he was your friend, yet you still didn't read your contract, which was allegedly your reason for leaving EnVogue. You didn't read your contract, but now you have the new one, and you didn't. You went on after that, and you even say
this is what I don't get, and I'm with you about that. But see, here's another thing about taking care of your artists.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this one more time. Taking care of your artists, because my thing is, Ralph, you call me up. You call the other guy up. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now, but you call both of them up, want them to be a part of this group X, Y, and Z. If I come to you and I'm in the group, we've been in this industry long enough to know how it works. Hey, listen, I'm in here, but I need an advance right now because I just need to save my home. Like, that's all I'm asking for. I just need to save my home. The record's out. The record, listen, and the record is hitting. I'm talking about the single. I'm talking about the single. The single is hitting. Hitting. So what is it that Raphael could? He didn't say I don't have it. She said every man for himself. So
but this the thing. Before they even put out anything, Don could have walked in there and said, I got a house. You got a house, and you left an EV for what you felt like was because of them not paying you fairly. You could have came and said, Raphael, I need some kind of an advance right now. Because a year had passed by the time she got into, or it was in a transition of a year when she got into that. So you mean to tell me you done had a house for a whole year, and you mean to tell me it ain't been paid on since you left EV? And that's
not what we're saying. I'm
saying this is my thing. This is what I'm saying. When you walk into it and you saying that you did not do your business the first time, you were yelling and screaming and kicking this whole time. You go to Raphael, and allegedly because of y'all's relationship, you just don't read the doggone thing. And you didn't say, give me some kind of an advance.
But I'm not saying, but I'm with you though, but I want to make sure you understand my position. I'm not saying about the contract she signed with him. I'm not saying talking about any advances that she should have got up front. I'm talking about in that moment in time when she approached him about, you ain't asking for just money. You just saying, hey, financially wise, what singer has not been in that situation probably? Or artists. And when I say artists, anybody in entertainment who has probably not been in that situation. So I'm saying it would have hurt him to give her an advance and recouped on it later. I mean, it's a house. And I think what she said, it was, I don't know, $2,000, something like that. Or she trying to say. So that's all I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, you could not do that for your artist. And this is the thing, what I'm saying. In hindsight, we will look at what Dawn is saying as in she should have learned her lessons about stuff. She's speaking out. Now, I will admit, in my position, where I'm thinking about it, sometimes you might have to give up a little bit with these people, especially when you're not in a place of financially. If you're not financially in a place where, you know, you don't have to beg for certain things, then I understand that might need to be your goal. You don't need to come hungry, as everybody say. You need to be hungry for it now, because if you're hungry for it, you're about to eat anything that's given to you, you know. And so that's my position on that part. But I'm saying everybody understand this, and you're not taking care of your artists. It goes back to Tommy and Danny. I don't have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what it is. But at the same time, you don't want them to go out and get extra X, Y, and Z, because then this hurting your opportunities. Who does not support their artists? That's all I'm saying. This is a record company you created and a group you created. This is not something that, let's just say, I'm asking you as a member of a group. That's why I like about, who was it? Mint Condition? Stokely, is his name Stokely? I think he said once before, and that's what I liked about the group with him. I think he said he made sure everybody got paid the same, like, you know, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? They looked out for each other. But that's my thing. You ladies are not looking out for each other. The divide and really the conquer. What is she asking for that is so bad? Here's what I want to believe, and this is me, and then I'll let you talk, because I know I've kind of been all over the place, but this is what I want to believe. I want to believe, when we're talking about egos with these ladies and anybody else for that matter, what I want to believe is this. I can't let her do it. I can't let her do it, because if I let her do it, I've seen the potential and what it could become. And if she breaks out like I know she possibly could, if I give in to her, then I'm SOL. You know, because think about it. No, we're not going to do it this way. We're not going to do it your way. No. And if I have a voice and say so, yeah, I'm going to hold you down, because I know what it could be. I can't let that happen. And notice this. We did not hear about these situations with EnVogue. At least I did. Not doing Born to Sing. I didn't hear about this. To me, Born to Sing was Terry and Cindy Ship. That's just what it was, and everybody was good and okay with that. I'm not quite sure what happened with the dynamics of recording the Funky Divas album, where Dawn and Maxine are the ones who become who voices are on the big hits. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what happened with that. I don't. But to me, whatever it was, Terry and Cindy knew that they were locked together, and that they were in together, and they didn't care about anything else. And I think they were comfortable. They very comfortable. If you look at them in Funky Divas, even though Max and Dawn are out front performing, Terry and Cindy is not bothered by anything. You can look at them and tell. It's kind of like they're not fazed by, even though they're in the background. Even though they're in the background and my loving and the choreography and this, that, and other, they're cool. They're cool.
Well, this is my thing, Kareem, and like I said, you hit on a couple of things, and this is my main thing. Going back to Don, all of that sounds well and good about, yeah, this is my friend, yeah, you got your new album, so you should take care of me. But the thing of it was, if Dawn's motive was that she needed to stick up for herself, she saw nobody else was doing this, that, and the third, and she said she signed her rights away because they were not taking care of her anyway. I just think it a bit crazy that you don't look for yourself. Now here it is, an opportunity that you are going on after being messed over, after fussing about it, which I can see that how that's true. Why would you not have looked out for yourself going anywhere? That if she went back to working at a call center, you just got messed over. So for me, I would have felt some kind of a way about her being her own person and saying, now if you had been arguing, fussing, and fighting this whole time about money, how do you walk in a situation and then blame somebody else for not doing you respectively? That just does. Now that part I don't get, because no matter what, you should always, and Pepper from Salt and Pepper said this, you should always be your own accountant, your own manager, you should always, if you're going to be in that business, you are going to always be on top of your stuff because it affects you. It is your livelihood. If somebody had just got through making money off you after being Tommy and Denny, whether it be Sylvia Rome, they just got through pimping you out. The first thing you should be, and if that was your motive, allegedly, that was your motive, you can't tell me that your reason for that, you shouldn't have looked in for yourself. You just should. That should have been your thing, and especially if you turned down a solo project, whether it was good or bad, or whatever that she allegedly said. That's my only hang up with Dawn. Dawn Robinson is my favorite member of that group. However, I cannot understand why she wouldn't have just looked out for herself. Now, again, at least to be mad with somebody later on. You did.
Yeah, I mean, your point is very valid. It's just that I guess what I'm saying is, in the situation she's in with him, I think that if that's all she was asking from him was that, then I don't understand. But it is what it is, you know. I mean, to say she's not a team player on certain things, I get that, understand that part. You know, I don't know at this moment in time, you know, how that works out, because I do know there was a time it looked like they was working with Joyce Irving over there, who was a member of Climax. Well, take that back, who is a member of Climax, just her own version of the group. And so it looked like things were going to work out between her and Max and Dawn as far as whatever they was collaborating on, you know, if it was just touring or whatever. But I don't know. It is what it is.
This is my thing. This is my thing, Kareem. I like people to own up to things. That's all my thing. And this is, like I said, we only know the surface stuff. Right. And again, all of us have been young and did not know. I get all that too. This is my own thing, because like I said, we all don't know. We all, you know, I mean, you can make a lot of mistakes, but when you are going to complain and to throw it, you have to be willing to take your spot and say, hey, that was just me. I did not know. And take it as my life lesson. And maybe Dawn does. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything negative about her or derogatory. It's just, you have to be willing to take your spot in that. And, you know, she sees it as being loyal, and I can see that as well because of their relationship. But I can see on the other end, like, you know, you might want to take responsibility for how you know what I'm saying, did or did not look out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't just do him for losing this house that you didn't even know, you didn't even have a recollection of being with Lucy Pearl. Wasn't no Lucy Pearl when you first got this house. So don't use that as being his fault, because the truth of it is, when he says every man for himself, that is true. You should have been for yourself. As soon as you said, hey, I'm going to come here. And even if there had been you should have really made sure you looked out for you. That was supposed to be your whole reason for leaving EnVogue. Okay, and then here comes this sad album that came out for them. The press is bombarding you about it. This should have been your time to hit the ground rolling.
Say that part again of what album?
There was the time where the press came. And they were really, I mean, it was a sad situation with EV3. So she should have hit the ground rolling with something better. She should have been, it was an anticipation to see what she was going to do. And though she made good music, she states that it wasn't good for her financially. Well, that should have been the main thing, because you just left something that was historic. And don't get me wrong, though Lucy Pearl is good, the most iconic thing about her was Lucy Pearl. And what I'm going to say to speed it up, because I don't want to harp too long, is the fact that this is my thing. I like people to own up to their things and be real about them. I did not understand for nothing in the world after she had came back, and I do understand that she sees a lot of her group, which I get that a lot. But I do see where, with her being stuck in her own way. We're legendary. It's like right now. How do you support yourself right now? How does she support herself? She says she's a celebrity, so she does not have to, work a night. I've known a lot of 90s singers that had to go out and get jobs at a hotel because they were going to support themselves. Right now today, where does she work? What does she put out? Is she going to put out anything? If it is, what date is it coming out? All I'm saying is keep it 100. That's all I'm saying. Be real. I mean, don't sit up there and point and you did this and you did. Come on now. When do we own our stuff? When does Cindy and Terry say, Ro, we snaked you every time the phone rang? Every time we knew it was going to be another time. See, when we was working the chitlin circuit, everything was all fine and dandy. When we was wearing these jeans and this shirt, we was doing what we had to survive. But now Stevie Wonder and Prince want us, and we going to have the four of us. You can't tell me that momentum wasn't that we was going to get back on top. See, we're going to get, because that's the whole reason for us getting them together. See, Stevie Wonder and them, they didn't ask Ro to come. Now, they didn't do nothing but sing on the chorus. They didn't ask Ro, hey, you want to come in on that? No. And the song was Grammy nominated. So, of course, they thought they was hot stuff again, because the hits lie between the four of them. It's not like a Johnny Gill, she came on in. Because, again, a lot of people don't realize, really and truly, she should have came in, or Amanda should have came in as soon as Don exited to even try to help on the momentum, come up a little bit. That did not happen. They didn't do that. Every time they thought the big dollar was coming, just like, okay, in 2019, when the Sylvia Wrong thing happens, they allegedly had a meeting. And the meeting consists of them, the four ladies were there, allegedly. Rona was not there for the meeting. And it was supposed to be, they wanted a tour for their 30th anniversary. When they wanted to bridge Rona in and so forth and so on. Yeah, they doing that to spite Max and Don. See, we want to convert you. And I was told by somebody behind the scenes that they feel like Terry sounds a lot like Don, so she feels a void there, and Cindy's gonna stay on that high soprano, and then we got Ro who gonna take Maxine's low notes. So we really don't need y'all.
But you know what? That might be true, but I would beg to differ. But I just can't figure out where.
What was told. That was true. What I'm saying is what I heard them say. I don't agree.
But look at this. But look at this. Okay, let's look at it this way. Everything everybody's saying in their ear, Terry and Cindy's ear, Terry's saying to everybody this, that, and the other, it's not working. It might be working to a point where it's keeping you out the poorhouse. And it's keeping you, and you're like, well, hey, we can go back to doing our thing, blah, blah, blah. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, none of these things are working where you guys have been able to have a meeting of the minds and everybody gets paid. So at the end of the day, all of you are being suckers. somebody somewhere is you're getting wrong information. Like people are advising you in the wrong way, because for you to tell me that Terry is like listening to someone or saying, well, yeah, I sound similar to Dawn, so I can sing her parts, 5 heartbeats, 5 part harmony. I can do her parts. We really don't need her. Yes, you do. You need her because at the end of the day, there's still a something, whatever that is. I haven't been able to identify yet because, again, the only way I was able to identify Max was one of those missing parts is just, again, when I heard her sing with Terry and Rona, I was like, oh, it's Max. They read that's EnVogue. I know that sound, so I knew it was Max missing. So I would need to hear Dawn and and 2 of the other girls in the group. Doesn't matter who. I would need to hear Dawn and 2 other girls, original members in the group, for me to understand where Dawn's where Dawn's voice is in EnVogue. And if it's Terry that's missing for me to get it, it's fine. Or Cindy, but I will be able to hear it and say, I know that's Dawn singing. So what I'm saying is, again, you can't just exclude Dawn. You can't exclude Cindy. You can't exclude Max. You can't exclude Terry. You can't exclude any of them.
None of them that have proven themselves to be Grammy nominated. Like I said, they only sang on the chorus with Stevie Wonder, and that song was nominated again. So this is my thing. Dawn proved herself far as being the lead on Don't Let Go, okay? She proved herself and on that Funky Divas record, which was better selling than the first album, where Dawn and Maxine are featured more, and they weren't the first time. Dawn, and then after that, Dawn started leading, and then if you notice, Dawn would always ad-lib over everybody, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Dawn was more, again, the original brand is so much more spectacular because you had people who you knew added stuff. You see what I'm saying? Right. You knew Cindy Herron added that glamour pageant queen, and you knew that Terry Ellis brought that Southern charm, and you knew that Don Robinson had that young hip hop type of thing. You knew that Maxine was the soulful earthy. It was, everybody had an element. Okay, so again, for me with this current brand, all I hear is songs. I don't get the elements that are missing. All I hear is them singing the songs, wearing cheap, terrible clothes, and with a nasty, terrible band, and them trying to rehearse and, sing around it without having the elements. It's almost like when you don't have the elements, north, east, south, what you need all of them. You can't just say, well, I sound similar, but that's what was told. So anyway, backing up to that, now mind you, Sylvia Rome hurt Dawn. Whether right or wrong, whether Dawn hurt her first or whatever, which I'm not saying that, I'm just saying Sylvia Rome hurt Dawn. So think about it. They told to come sing for free, allegedly. And you know what? The only reason why I will say that is because, check this out. They left Rona 2 different times, Kareem. And here they are at a night where all 5 of them can be. Come on, man. 5? That would only happen because ain't nobody getting paid. See, we can stand up here for 5 of them because ain't nobody going to get paid tonight. Ain't nobody going to get paid. So we can make 5. See what I'm saying? So think about it. Dawn is being told, let's do Sylvia Rome never worked with Rona Bennett, not as an EnVogue member. So when she came for her and said, came for the group, she wanted the ladies she signed. You know what I mean? At one point in time, she wanted them. And once, I don't know how they came about it, but think about it. If everybody been knowing about the beef between, Dawn has never bit her tongue about Sylvia and her situation. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, she was just stating how she felt. You see what I'm saying? And she was talking about how her and Sylvia were. So for Dawn to come there, that was a big deal. You see what I'm saying? Because right now today, she still heard about her and Sylvia. And she really heard. And see, that's another thing. That's another thing on Dawn's part. I mean, why am I saying it? But that's the thing on Dawn's part for me. You will sit there and love on these people that you feel like done you wrong. You the victim. but you'll come around them and whatever. Now, if you were going to put the past behind you, you're going to put the past behind you. That's one thing about it. Now, think about it. She stated that she declined originally from doing it. So then they got Rona because they figured it would just be EnVogue, whatever, like it's like TikTok say, how would they know? No one will ever know. So Maxine, who had already sang with him but was working with Don, said, come on, let's do it. Allegedly. So after that, they come and do it. I heard again that Don called Maxine and asked her, would she do it or whatever. However it went, allegedly they didn't get paid, and I believe that kinda, sorta. It's alleged, but I can see that because it's 5 of you. Because when y'all was gonna be on there with Stevie Wonder and Prince, or when y'all was gonna cut the album with Roughtown, or when y'all did anything else, or when y'all went and Alicia Keys, somebody from at that time really, really in the prominent music, which she's still current today, wanted y'all didn't want nothing to do with Rona. Because y'all knew that the money-making machine was between the 4 of y'all. So when that night happened, they were singing for a charity event. Now, Don said they usually, charities pay you to come perform no matter what they're raising. But Sylvia didn't pay them back in the day, but she wasn't going to pay them that night either, okay? So Don declined, but she ended up coming back, and by that time, Rona was there. And she said she wouldn't have wanted them to put her out, not in her face, what I mean, not to be mean. But the truth of it was, if they would have done it, Rona wouldn't have been there that night either. They went viral. They didn't go viral because all the EnVogue is there. Most people don't know that Rona joined. No, most people from the primary group, because once they caliber dropped, who was checking for them? But then when they went viral because they were together. For whatever reason, they went viral. Now,
because it's EnVogue.
Because it's in, but they get.
They'll do it again. If they do it tomorrow, it'll be all over again.
They ain't doing it with this lineup. They're not doing that. They doing that because of the 4 originals. Because nobody knows.
I'm saying if the 4 originals got back together, they'll go viral again. Be like,
oh yeah, they'll do that. But see, just check this out. They do stuff all the time. There ain't nobody saying that. They just did. They do benefits all the time. Don't nobody care. But when they there. You know what I'm saying? They do. You know what I'm saying? So then she said, when nobody there, and from what I heard, everybody had called their people. Meaning, Don, who had talked about being homeless at one point.
Wait a minute, you said that the original 4 has gotten back together to do benefits before?
Oh, in the past they have. I was saying that the current lineup does benefits.
Oh, okay.
But they don't ever go viral. You see what I'm saying? But they went viral that night. But anyway, check this out. Everybody got on the horn and called they people, meaning Dawn Robinson, who stated she had been homeless before, had lived with her mom, everything. But she called her people to go get her some good hair, to go get her a good outfit. See, they wasn't getting paid. But she like she knew back in 2008 with Alicia, and she knew everything. That promotion, once they hear about it, the money gonna come in because they gonna ask. And at this time, they talking about a 30-year anniversary. This is what they talking about. The ink ain't been dry, so they just talking. So then she goes, everybody called their people. They need it. Now, mind you, now the dress that Rona Bennett, the outfit that Rona Bennett, and reason why I'm not really big on clothes, so don't nobody come to me about no clothes, but I don't like the way they dress, okay? I'm a guy, I don't care nothing about no clothes, but I'm gonna tell you like it is, I don't like the way they dress. It's tacky, it's terrible, it's cheap, and they won't get none of my cheese to watch them strut in them clothes. I want Terry Ellis to shred them bell-bottom pants today. Or it's a new year. Let her do that. Make that her new. Them pants got to go. Anyway, the outfit that Rona had on would have been great if her and Cindy and Terry was just performing together, and that would have been cool because she would have had on the black and they would have had on the black and gold. But when she was with the original 4, she just looked like a fly in the buttermilk to me. And I just knew that they would have took one picture, at least one picture with just the 4 of them, right? This is me hoping. Because I'm thinking the only reason why they didn't went viral is because they together. You know what I'm saying? Here I am. But check this out. They get up there, they got on good clothes, because they regular NB clothes is trash. As that boy on that man on TikTok, he say trash. They clothes trash. They harmonies trash. They don't sound.
Anyway, somebody on TikTok says that about EnVogue.
No, he says stuff, all the time about what he think is trash. He'll talk about the NFL, but I want to take it to them. A lot of that stuff is trash, and it shouldn't be. That's what my whole point. It should not have been. You see what I'm saying? But check this out. They get on there, they start singing, doing their own deal. Do you not know when I had a fan page for them? Sylvia Wrong slid in my DMs thinking I was them and gonna say, ladies, what do you think about this year? What you think? What you think about this year? Coming this, I'm like, Sylvia Wrong, like you, like this ain't them. Like this is a dude behind here, like the Wizard of Oz. Hello. So anyway, next thing I know, check this out. They go to strutting across the doggone thing and doing this medley. But Rona kept sliding up to me. I don't care what nobody said, because it's a different way they work together, and it's a different way the original 4 members work together. You see what I'm saying? It's almost like they know each other in the daytime with a flashlight when it comes down to singing. They ain't got to be together for years, but they know each other. Not saying that she don't know them either. You see what I'm saying? It's just those are 2 different iterations of EnVogue coming together at the same time. That's why I just was not a fan of no EV5, and I just did not like it. And then not only was she the member that wasn't, it was like most times, like if the guys would have done it, Johnny Gill is going to dress like them, even though he's there for a different reason. He got hits with them. So anyway, he going to dress like them. She was not dressed like them that day, and that really stuck out to me. Like, why is that? Like, that's a big thing. Like, I would have really, and then when they, as tall as she was, and she was standing there, she kept trying to squat down to take the picture. It was like, they could have made sure it looked more cohesive. You see what I'm saying? People want to talk about Tasha and dressing with Escape, but that's the way Rona looked to me. You know what I'm saying? That's really how she looked. And I felt like, to me, that was something to try to throw in Don and Maxine's face, like, oh, she gonna be here, and if y'all leave, we just want to protect our money. You see what I'm saying? Next thing I know, that the originals ain't together no more. You see what I'm saying? Which it was something to do, but the ink hadn't dried. They had did a lot of press, just like they did in 2008 with the reality show, with the new album, with this and that. They do it because they know one thing about them. They know that good PR is what's gonna carry, and it does. Unfortunately, it did not do well. You see what I'm saying? I started seeing that, they went right on back to it. Then we got into the COVID lockdown. And I understand, how all of these things, I get how it happens. However, this is my only thing. This is my thing. No matter what, that brand is its best when the 4 ladies, no, they're not fellas, y'all. So no, it don't look as cohesive, because women are tend to, as fans, we look at females as to say, oh, even though we know they probably in real life got other friends, we think that they are the only 4 people in the world that know each other. They are the closest. They like sisters, so forth and so on. And then when you start to mimic that, you would go, I wonder how Maxine is taking it, standing there, knowing that she sued them, they sued her. I wonder how Dawn feels, feeling like she got kicked out and she's here to sing for Sylvia Wrong. I wonder how Rona feels because she sang with the other 3 ladies and now she's singing with Dawn tonight. I wonder how Dawn feels about Rona. You start to think all of those things at one time. And the whole time they were stopped on the red carpet, and even though Maxine Jones doesn't talk in interviews, they must have came and pointed the mic in her face, and they said, "Well, how does it feel tonight?" And she says, "Well, it feels good singing with 5 on stage, a lot of support." And Dawn Robinson is kind of looking out the side of her eye. If y'all haven't seen it, go check that out. She's looking out the side of her eye, like, "Yeah, right, yeah, When this is over, she needs to go." You know what I'm saying? It's almost like Dawn is the wife and and the wife and the first wife and the mother, and Rona is the stepmother and the new wife. You see what I'm saying? That's the kind of way, like, we good, but she ain't supposed to be here when I'm here. You know what I'm saying? That kind of mentality. So it didn't surprise me when she went on and saying that she wanted it to be just them, and I got that. You know. So go ahead.
Well, I'm good. I'm listening. I'm good. But on that note, so what else is out there before we got about 15 minutes? Man, time is going by fast. I'm here to tell you, I don't know what it is.
It is. This is my last thing, and the only reason why, like I say, shout out to everybody. Before I move on further, shout out to everybody over there on Time Capsules. Y'all check them out, or whatever. Shout out to them. Because first of all, Kareem is an antagonist and don't know no better, and he keeps messing with me all the time. And I'm tired of it. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why I agreed to this. No, I'm just
you stupid.
No,
something wrong.
Kareem is that's the only reason why I agreed to this. He really, like I say, he keeps coming and attacking me. Y'all saw how this guy comes at me, and you know what I'm saying? For me, they keep coming at me talking like I'm just whatever, but whatever, it really be Kareem. Shout out to Time Capsules. Anyway, this is my only thing wrapping this up.
Speaking of that, we're supposed to be on tomorrow. Is it tomorrow?
No, we ain't on tomorrow.
Not so, but rather today. So we're not doing Sunday.
Well, hey, we'll get back on. Hey,
I don't know. I thought it was something.
Hey, we handling our business, so we'll go and ask our producer, Miss T. Lee with the vision. We'll ask her later. We're gonna ask we're gonna get on our business like some people should have, and ask our producer. We're gonna come up and we'll do it like that. We're gonna ask our producer, which is
oh gosh. See, that's what I'm saying. Issue. You need your own show, man. I will be sitting there like this Negro here.
But see, this is the thing. Kareem is already, like I say, a lot of people don't know. Kareem, once he made the thing, because this is right when the momentum was building. Like, I didn't know you from a can of paint, but like when I watched all that, I'm like, he really is dogging into them. You know what I'm saying? But this is me who has done research on them too. So I'm like, yeah, but make sure you put in this right there, dog. Put in that right there. What about them calls right there? What about them singing right there? Put in
I'm not going to.
What about that one right there?
I'm going to leave that.
They look on that carpet with 5 of them, and that one was sticking up in the needle. Like, put that one right up in there. Get that one.
Because I mean, for me, 5 years ago, 7 years ago, maybe, but right now, I'm just trying to. I'm not saying I'm taking the high road. I just realize I'm dealing with people at the end of the day.
Yeah. Don't get. Hey. This is my thing. I never intentionally want to hurt nobody. You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
I want to see them get better. That's why I say what ain't nobody saying. How can y'all sit up there and talk about y'all so crazy for them, but y'all won't tell them? Come on, y'all. Why would y'all tell them that, oh, we just love y'all. We love it with Rona better than we love the originals. We love this. It's like y'all just, man, please, do y'all not know that the original brand wasn't nothing like this here dollar store brand y'all got cooking? Oh, no, they was not. So don't get mad at Escape that they strutting and they leave the stage to change clothes and they got a video playing. And when not only do they do choreography, they got young dancers. So once they get older, that they can still have somebody dancing where they ain't got to do all that sweating. Well, look at Escape, where they got different managers, and then they got in-ears with their own names written all over. They got their own mic stands with their names written all over. They got high production. They out there, they got screens that introduce them. They ain't got no raggedy thrift store band out there. They have it going on, and then don't come for them. Because one thing about them is if they didn't back then, they are today handling their business. And y'all done got back together numerous times. So don't come for me. Hey. Doors of the church is open. You can come now.
What is it? You can come by, sir. You can come by, Serg.
You can come by letter, but do not come to my inbox. You can come by invitation, okay, or by Christian experience.
I'm about to say
and the truth is the light. The truth is the light, which is Jesus Christ. Don't come for me. Come for the truth.
Oh, Lord,
I'm coming for the truth. I don't care nothing. I don't care. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Don't sit up. Tell the truth, man. Don't go to line. The line ain't gonna do nothing for you. Oh, we just love this store version, and all they ever wear is black clothes, black, and they look so cheap. And so if they don't wear nothing but black, and then if they doing something with some color, they think they doing something. Or if they doing, and the only reason why I'm pointing out their clothes is because it symbolizes how much effort the production mind is. That's a sad situation, y'all. But then when they come to other places, I'm thinking to myself, Cindy Hand alone got more clothes than that. I know she do. By herself. I know you got something in there that I probably would have said, I ain't wearing that. I'm going to bring something from the house. That's all right. Y'all keep the kids spent, y'all spent on mine. I'm going to bring mine from the house. That's what y'all did on the Hold On video, allegedly. They brought their own clothes from the house. She was better off bringing something from the crib than wearing with it. They look a mess. They don't look good. They don't look good. Don't go to lying to them. Don't go to lie. If you love them, tell them the truth. That look bad.
Well, no. I mean, honestly, I look at it like this.
Cheap.
Well, I would just say when I see certain things they have on, I just go, I don't like that. But then I go like, okay, well, let me go ahead on and listen to the song.
Hey, don't get me wrong. They look cheap with the originals in the reunions, but the only saving grace was it was the originals. One thing about people are big on perception. Once everybody is there, then you can say something. Here y'all have an iteration where everybody is not there and y'all's production looks cheap. It's almost like anybody can be y'all. I can listen to karaoke all the time. Anytime I go to a bar and grill, or anytime, you know what I'm saying, I'm kicking it and I feel the need to hit a tune, I can do they stuff, you know what I mean, myself. I don't need to go and see y'all, you know what I'm saying, doing that. Then when they went to the New Kids on the Block tour, they had rented costumes. I mean, yes, they changed clothes, but they changed clothes and wore the same outfits all the time. Now, when a group like Escape, when they go on there, Tiny makes it a business herself to personally say, all right, y'all, we didn't wear these clothes 2 times. Next, we need some new stuff. What I'm saying is that's production. See what I'm saying? You got something, Kareem. That's when you doing something. Now, how is it that y'all started off as being trendsetters, and then these ladies who were mimicked, bullied, and talked bad to about how they look, now their production is just A1. They can't fit in BB King. They can't. Kareem, Candy V Burris, I bet you, this is me thinking, I bet you Candy V Burris ain't stepping on the stage with at least 10 racks, maybe 15. 15, maybe however you want to flip it. For one time, I bet you her check ain't gonna be. I'm sure they all pay them equal, but I'm saying that's the mindset they got. So you mean to tell me y'all stepping on the stage for this little change? Y'all don't have everybody. I would be saying, hey, y'all, we ain't got to talk. We ain't got to see each other before the shows. We just need everybody here. Then promoters see your last tour and they treat you like what your show has been made. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. They treat you just like that, and it's like it's sad. That's why I wanted them. It's sad, man. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying nothing negative about them to hurt them. I'm saying it and not to control them either. I'm saying it in the way to say, hey, this is in our communities as being Black women. If y'all going to continue as being legendary, make it be to something that somebody can look up to still. You see what I'm saying? That's all. That's all. I'm done. Doors of the church have been open.
So on that note, there's nothing else. Ending it with Maxine. Is there anything in particular? Because I can't finish. I wanted to do my part 3 for Maxine, but I can't do it right now.
Maxine the Queen Jones. First of all, that is a legendary performer. Okay. I don't have a problem with Maxine going on.
She goes from this is me. I ain't trying to be funny, and I'm not saying I have anything to do with it. I'm not saying I do. I'm not saying I do at all. But I will say this: when I was over there in that group that I'm still over there in, the craze. I was like I said, posting all this stuff, and I just started saying how much I like Maxine and blah blah blah, and like she's definitely is the EnVogue sound. Now I'm not saying I have anything to do with it, but I do know that in that group nobody was pretty much jockeying for just all it was Terry and Cindy. You could kind of tell, and they definitely despised Dawn. You got that right from the very beginning, like despised her. And I noticed that it started to catch. Like every time I would post some things about Maxine over there, it'd be like, oh, okay. And I kept saying it over and over again. Like I just thought that Maxine is the EnVogue sound. What is it about her? I'm curious as to know. How is it that she's gone from being, and I still say the far distant 4th member, that's how I said it. It's not disrespectful, it's just the way she was positioned in the group, and now at her own detriment, because you just said something that I wasn't aware. She doesn't like to speak during, she doesn't like interviews. So maybe that has made her look like a distant 4th member, because if you're not talking in interviews, no one is asking you any questions. You know what I'm saying? You're not participating. So I guess my question is, what is it that has happened for her to make it everybody's like, oh, okay, it's Max. We love her. We're supporting her and all those kinds of things, even to the point now where Brian, I can see him making comments over there, sometimes under me or just in general, or when he posts on Max's page, he'll post over there on the Craze page as well. So on and so forth. But it seemed like, I don't know, it seemed like they didn't have love for Maxine, but now all of a sudden they do. Is it because she has really, this is me, I'm just saying it. Is it because she has proven, once I find my footing, my ground, I really don't need you like that? It's more like she's the underdog and she's really and truly proven herself without creating much mess? I don't know.
Well, this is my take on that. You're right, Kareem. They were not checking for Maxine the way that they should have. Okay. This is my thing with Max. Whatever she was standing and fighting for to say, she's at liberty to do so now, what actually being successful in booking and whatever. Mm-hmm. And she is able to make a way for herself. Really make a way for herself, which is very, very, that's something that I can commend her for, because even if it wasn't with the group, she didn't just lounge around and just say, oh, well, y'all did this. Yeah. Well, at first, her initial result was to be angry, because I'm sure things happen and the half ain't been told, I'm sure. But the truth of it is, she is able to say, hey, y'all, I will always appreciate y'all, always love y'all. And really and truly, if y'all need me, call me, because a lot of times when she does things, EnVogue who does monitor their own page, they like her posts, okay, and she still follows them and they still follow her. But because of the thing of it is, she has found her own way. She doesn't have to split her money anymore. She don't have to be worried about what somebody else is doing. Her and her manager are business partners. They work together, and what I commend him about is he has said, "Hey, I'm going to be with you regardless. If she don't have something, he's going to, the way I see it, he's going to help. If she don't have, he the same background for her numerous of times because we in it. This is we winning. You see what I'm not even to win for something. It's just hey, we're not gonna just be an unsung story or what happened. Regardless of what, we want to keep you doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. So for her, it's more so as her walking into her own, saying I couldn't always agree with what was going on. That had been X amount of years of being a group member. Now I'm doing my own thing. I still love them, and now I'm doing me. So,
yeah. I guess I'm just saying it's nice to see, though, out of everybody that she is being appreciated, for what she has brought to the group. I'm glad that it's finally being recognized in the midst of all of it. I really am. Like, truthfully.
Me too. I really see it because, let's keep it real. I mean, Dawn had hits outside the group when she, would come back. Like, I'm more of a fan of when they would reunite because wasn't no Sylvia Rome in the picture. Wasn't no more Denny and Tommy in the picture. It was just y'all figuring out what y'all were going to do, a promoter who was going to promote y'all. And the truth of it is, promoters ain't so quick to say, because they was the ones who will say, we're going to get you a band, we're going to get this, we're going to get that, and then I'll recoup my ends on the other end. They don't feel like they have to bring y'all top dollar anymore because as long as y'all's fans were disappointed in 97, after 97, and even though y'all put out an album in 2001, it wasn't, nobody was buzzing after y'all because the disappointment was there. So then after y'all got dropped, y'all tour, and y'all really don't have that, then the promoter is looking like, why should I pay y'all on this kind of level? Y'all don't, you know what I mean? And that's the sad part. That's the sad part because they are most definitely they are worthy of what it should have been, to where all of them, even after being disbanded, just doing shows, they should really be set if they are not already. But the way it looks just doesn't look that way. They may just as well have some money, but the way it looks, if I was a promoter, there's no way I would say, let me put my money behind an EnVogue show because y'all are too comfortable looking that way. So that's to Don's credit, that she must not have been lying about everything. She couldn't have been. I mean, look at y'all. Look at how y'all are saying, okay, we comfortable doing, you know what I'm saying, Little Billy's 7th birthday party. We comfortable, doing Chuck E. Cheese if they call. We good. We're gonna wear these 2 or 3 rags, yeah. But we was on the Masked Singer, this, that, and that. Yeah, couldn't nobody guess who y'all was. Nobody would have known that was y'all. That's you, Sydney, Terry, and Rona, who most people don't consider. And I just found this out, Kareem. I was watching YouTube and I saw Diana Ross talk about Cindy Birdsong. And she said, she really wasn't a Supreme. I mean, she was, but she really wasn't, because we always associated Blondie, which is AKA Florence Ballard, as a Supreme. Now, whether she was doing it for PR or not mentioning Florence, you could kind of see that that's how she felt. Because even though I sang with you, you really ain't nobody. So even though, to the, Cindy Birdsong is still living, but to the public, the Supremes themselves, besides Diana, her group mates, Diana Ross is the only living Supreme. You know what I'm saying? That's how people think. There's been hundreds of them after them, but the Supremes themselves, people are big on perception and members. They did. You know what I'm saying? That's the way.
Well, let Maxine get this hit on whatever she just one step away from official Maxine signature song.
One step away from not nobody ever saying, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if she come to my town and they come to my town on the same night, she getting my cheese. If that's what I want to do, she gonna get my bread. because there's no deception there. That's Maxine Jones. She's one of, even if she's gonna sing a song she didn't originally lead, she's just telling people she's one of that group. She's not telling people I am the group and ain't gonna show up with nothing but a cock-a-doodle-doo. I mean, that there you go. Ain't no deception there.
Well, like I said, if she gets to hit, it's over. That's all I got to say. It's over.
It's over. And here they go. Oh, you look good, Max. You look good. Oh, y'all now y'all want to talk to her. Now y'all wish her well. And I'm not saying that to be negative, but that's the truth. Now y'all want to, congratulations, Maxie. Good Maggie, as they call her. Yeah, you should always have that kind of mindset. That's the reason why I say, and I will say again, it's gonna always be good if they get together on every couple of times. You know what I'm saying? When they want to, because guess what? They get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Rona can very well come, but she gonna have to sit in the audience and go like this, like everybody else. When the Temptations got inducted, the other Temptations, the current members, they was there. They did just like this, but they didn't get no trophy. They didn't get to stand on the stage. They didn't do nothing. They sat right down there in that audience and looked and congratulated. You know what I mean? They do like everybody else. Y'all, congratulations. How you a temptation? A real one anyway, but you know that when it comes down to it, and then I found out, you can either use it or don't. I found out they don't have control over who can come to that ceremony. So just as well, can't nobody say, oh, they kept me away. No, you can come because they're going to honor you. And that's what's going to happen. Rona can come, but she's going to stand out there and applaud them. She ain't going to have no trophy. And guess what? The ones that sing with her, they just are so gone-ho with her now. They're going to say, thanks, Rose, for supporting us. Here I go, as they say in the hood, hold my purse. I'm going to go on here and get my award. See, we sing together, but we are the group. You see what I'm saying? Me and you sing, because they're not going to do it. And then when it comes down to Escape for ASCAP Awards in 2018, they set them aside and other groups paid tribute to them. To this day, I have never seen people set EnVogue to a side and come down there and sing and give them their flowers. That's a shame. That is a shame. But if they were to do that, it's almost like, you know what I'm saying? That's the sad thing of the situation. So that's neither here nor there. I'm done.
And on that note, we're out.